Hello, YouTube universe, people, world, and etc. So this is my TGIF Friday, even though it's 1:24 right now. So I was supposed to go to Barnes and Nobles with Brenda, but it didn't turn out that way. Her and a couple of my friends, they had a huge surprise for me that I did not see coming. So I'm just gonna share with you guys how my Friday went. Brenda came and picked me up. We went to Chico's. Then I saw like 3 of my friends there: Julie, Becca, and Andy. And well, her name is Rebecca, but call her Becca, and Andy is Andres, but we call him Andy. Anyway, so I'm like, hey guys, what's up? They're like, oh, nothing. I was like, wait, isn't it a coincidence how we're all here at the same time? And she's like, well, it's not like we knew. Okay, whatever. So I didn't really think too much of it till then. I was like, hey, do you guys want to go to Barnes and Nobles with us? They're like, yeah, sure. And I was like, Andy? He's like, not really, but okay. So we get into the car, and we're all like driving and everything, and we're all having fun and everything, and then we almost get into a car accident. Well, technically we kind of did, but I don't know, it was just crazy. So Brenda, she was like driving, and we're all like fist pumping and all this shit. We're like fist pumping, yeah. We start going crazy, and then Brenda starts speeding, and then there's like a bump it's like a bump and then immediately a curve. So Brenda goes over it, and then she can't like turn her car. She can't stir her wheel, turn the wheel. I don't know, I don't drive, so I wouldn't know these things. So she couldn't turn her wheel, and we go flying into this, like, not a ditch, but it was like a pile of dirt, but it was like kind of like a hill. So we're like going straight, and she's trying to turn, and thank goodness she didn't dive into it, but she like hit her hubcap on her left side. So we're all like, oh my gosh, but then she was able, so we turned back around. Well, we didn't turn around, but we like turned to the stoplight, but there was no cars in front of us or in back of us, so we're all okay. But we're all freaking out, so we all get out of the car, and we're like, oh my goodness, because we smell something burning. I was like, oh my god, don't tell me the car's gonna blow up. They're like, D's, like, cut it out, it's not gonna happen. So I was like, oh my god, okay. And so, you know, we all like jump out of the car, and we're just looking, and we're like, is everything okay? We're like, is her tires, like, did they fly off or something? You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about cars, so I was like, did they fly off or something? And they're like, no, it's okay. So I was like, okay, let's get back in the car. So we're all trying to find like a song to bump to, so then we pull into the nearest gas station, and then what happens? And then I go inside, I get some Pop-Tarts and peanut M&Ms. And so I'm just like, okay, whatever, guys. So we get into the car, and then I was like, oh, we just passed the Barnes and Nobles. And they're like, oh no, there's another one. So then they start talking. Brenda's like, we're going to 1 or 2. And then Andy, Becca, and Julie, they're like, it's up to you. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, how about 1? And Brenda's like, we're not gonna have time for 2. And I was like, what? And then they're all like, and then Andy, Becca, and Julie are like, they close at 11. And then I was like, okay, I say we go to number 2. And everyone was like, you don't even know what we're talking about. And I'm like, oh. So then I just start spazzing out, because we're on the freeway, and then I see where it says downtown exit, and then it says gateway to Juarez, Mexico. So all kinds of shit is running through my head. Like, my adrenaline is already up here. We already got into like a little car crash, and I see Juarez, Mexico everywhere. And so I'm spazzing out. I was like, you guys better not be taking me to Mexico. I was like, I swear to God, if you do this, I was like, I swear on my mom's ashes, I will jump out of this car. I was like, I'm not going to Juarez. They're like, we're not taking you to Juarez. They're like, or are we? And I was like, you guys, don't play. I was like, I'm so fucking serious. Don't play with me like that. And so they're like, yeah, calm down. They're like, we're not going to take you to Juarez. And I'm like, well, I don't know where we're going, so I don't trust any of you guys. They're like, just sit down and relax. And then so I'm just looking around trying to see, because I know nothing about El Paso. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, you guys are taking advantage of that. They're like, exactly. And then so they're like, well, we're just cruising, whatever. And so 20 to 30 minutes later, we arrive at Bubbles, and it's this arcade. They have like, you know, the little arcade games, food. They have laser tag. They have batting cages, golf, baseball, softball, go-karts, mini karts. They have like all that shit. And so we did laser tag, baseball and softball, and we did the go-karts. And then I was like, aw. And so then when we got there, they first showed me this. This is what they made for me. So I'm like, oh wow. So they had this all planned out. Come to find out, they had this all planned out. And then anyway though, so they're like, oh, this is only part 1. And I was like, what? They're like, okay, well, you can't look at this until you get to the you can't. They're like, you can't read this until we get to place number 2. And then they start freaking out. They're like, yeah, it's really, really, really scary, but you're gonna like it. So I'm like, what? You know, sorry guys, I'm reading my Facebook and everything. Alright, and so then, like, so we're driving and everything, so I start freaking out, and sorry guys, my best friend, he just like wrote on my wall. And so I'm just looking around. They're like, just enjoy the view. They're like, D, look to your right. And then I see this gorgeous view of El Paso, the beautifulest view of El Paso. It's like in the mountains on Scenic Drive. You guys have to go there. So then we're all just like going there, and they're like, it's really scary. They're like, no, I'm just kidding. And excuse me for a minute. Got it right. Yeah. Okay. And so sorry. And so then we went up there, or whatever. And then we started playing music, and then we started booty popping. And then I finally got a chance. Then I read this, and it's super, super, super sweet. So and then they told me they had this planned out for like a while now. Yeah. So they have this. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm horrible. I'm a horrible YouTuber because I'm sorry. Where was I? So yeah, they gave me that, and then we started booty popping. Oh my goodness. Ugh. So sorry. Damn you, Jamal. I'm trying to do my YouTube video here. And so yeah, so then that's how it was, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I will be posting up the scenery video. Right now I gotta get back to packing, so see you later, guys. Okay, thanks. Love ya. Bye.